I'm very excited to have you all here with me on this platform where we come and interact and have a lovely YouTube class, right? Where we all have gathered with a purpose to understand maths with a different way and make our lives and mathematics subject very easy. Is that really possible? Yes, we have seen in our previous videos that this platforms makes children understand the topic and make it very clear and very easy for the students. Yes, on this platform named Swiflearn, we say we try harder. What do we mean by saying that we try harder? It means that we are trying our best way. We are trying harder so that the students can understand the topic and they don't get fear with that subject. Right. So each and every subject and each and every topic has been tried to simplify it in the easiest manner possible so that you students can understand. Right. So how do we make this? What are the features of this platform? As I know you all already know it, but why not put a light again? Yeah. So this platform gives a 100% live and interactive class. By this we mean that we teachers and students, we interact with each other. So what do we do? It's a live class where I, as a teacher, when I'm teaching, I would be present in front of you. And I will have maximum of 6 students. So maximum of 6 students would be present at a time in 1 hour. In that case, I can concentrate on each and every student and get to know what are their weaknesses, which is the positive side, which is the thing which I need to focus upon. So it makes it easy for teacher as well as student to interact. How does student feel it's easy? From your point, it is easy because there are only 6 of your friends which would be present there. So you don't feel shy or be hesitated in asking some of the question which you think it's not relevant. Even then also, your topic, the topic that you want to relate with some other one which is out of the box, we are there to have a link. Or we can guide you. So there are only 6 students. Isn't that makes it a little easy for you? Yes, so by having that, it's easy for the teacher, it's easy for the student to understand that topic. Now, the third point is there is an academic mentor team that tracks and works on student progress. So what does this academic mentor team do? So this team tracks your work. It tracks the way you solve it. How are you performing in the classwork, your homework, your assignments, your test papers which we give you, which are unlimited. So there is no limit. You keep on practicing. And each and everything is tracked. By saying that, this academic mentor teams makes a statistics by which in first or 2 or 3 classes, we get to know that you are at which pace, and then after that, your graph starts increasing. Isn't that great? So you don't have to think about that, do you know this topic or not? If you are little doubt about it, you have little doubt on that. So the team can show you that, see, you are pretty sure how to solve these questions and this topic is clear. Just take a revision, just revise it once and start doing the other topic which you think or which that team can tell you that, see, this is little one, this is the area in which you have to work. So this bifurcation is done. So isn't that makes my work little easy? Yeah, because by this, I have some time to play, to do my extracurricular activities, which I am passionate about, rather than making the whole blueprint, how to proceed, then what to learn, then still learning them, and I'd have left with no time. Right? Yes. This platform also covers syllabus as per school schedule. So by saying that we cover syllabus as per school exam, you can tell us prior to that examination. So maybe a week or 2, whenever you get the date sheet or whenever you get to know that this is a topic that's coming in your classes, in your exams, we can teach you that also. So with doing that, you will perform good in school. That we all want. And secondly, you will be covering that topic in the variety, the different ways in which that the question can be put on that topic. So isn't that great? You are getting to know all and every questions there and then. Yes. And we also handle custom request. By saying that, handling custom request, it's like You are saying that, ma'am, I know what is trigonometry, I know their formulas, but I know their applications as well. But how about when I increase? I want to learn more about trigonometry. How are the ratios and the proportions getting different? I'm using some other questions, and how is this happening? So in that case, when you want to study out of the box, it's not like that you have a curriculum like in the school, the NCERT textbooks that you have, or maybe the CBSE textbook, any books you're taking off, they have 10 or 12 chapters, right? And they tell you that these are the 12 chapters that you have to study in your school exam. 1 year, right? 1 year given to you, these are the chapters that you have to study. But that does not happen on this platform. This is totally of your choice. You want to study whichever topic you want, we are there to teach you. But you just need to inform us. Isn't that great? Yes, so now by having all this around, all the points, won't you also call that Swiflearn is the India's most sincere learning destination for grades 1 to 10? Yes, we teach from grades classes 1 and we go till grade 10. So here are some more key features that I already mentioned some of them. One was the detailed progress report. So there is a stacks, will tell you how are you performing, how much improvement is needed, and how much you have improved already. Right. The second is that the Swiflearn test series. So it's a SAT. By SAT, we mean that there's an exam in which there are so many students of your age giving that. So you know that where are you standing and you can compete with your class students. The same class, but different schools. You're competing with them also. So isn't that great? You really know where do you stand in the whole world. Yeah, that's all we want. The third is unlimited practice series test, which I have told you that we keep on giving that test. And if you keep on practicing, even that is monitored. How are you practicing? How much are you scoring? Is it good? Is the timing in which you are attempting a question is appropriate or not? Or you're taking some more time than required. So we will give you more practice on that so that your timing and the practice where you're stuck, even that can be controlled. Isn't that great? I'm pretty sure this thing no other platforms gives you, the timing, the arrangements, right? Yes, we also offer subjective tests for school exams. See, the subjective test is in the schools. You have a subjective test. We all know it's not an objective. You have to tick and all that is not done, right? So subjective test we also conduct on our platform so that we know, do you know how to write the steps? Have you understood the way we taught you? Are you writing it properly so that you get good marks in the school exam as well? And you know how to write that theoretically. Yeah, great everyone. If you like it, what I'm saying, and if you think that this platform is really doing something good and it's from which a student can understand and fulfill his dreams, then kindly subscribe to the YouTube channel, press on the bell icon so that you never miss any update, right? And share this video if you like it. Please like this one as well and share it with more of your friends so that they also come to know that yes, we all can come at the YouTube platform and interact and study with our friends. Isn't that great? Yes. So let's start our 5th session on surface area and volume. So today we'll do all the variety of questions. So it's a quiz time which you all wanted me to come with. So it's always, ma'am, let's have some quiz, let's have some questions. So here I am bringing this in front of you. There are some questions based on surface area and volumes where we'll discuss, and I would like the answers getting it from you. Let's see, have you all understood and are you all able to do that or not? Okay, everyone good to go? Yeah, so today's objective will be a mind map of surface area and volume. So the mind map is like the blueprint. Just revise this before you are going to the examination hall. So isn't that great? You don't have to make the notes also. So everything is there in front of you. The multi-choice questions. So multiple choice questions are like you keep on giving. So will be options in which you have to tell me which option is that. Is it A, B, C or D? So we'll have filling the blank questions, true and false, and subjective assessments, which is there in the school exam. So we'll do some of the questions which are subjective and you have to tell me their answers. Okay, so here we go with the first mind map. Everybody ready? Great. So the first mind map is surface area and volume. So first we bifurcate and define what is surface area and what is volume. Surface area is the total area of surface of a 3D object. So if a 3D object, if I'm talking about surface area, it is the total surface area, the total area which is that object is covering, right? Whereas the volume is the amount of space that a substance or an object occupies, or it is inside the container or total outside. What is it, right? Okay, so first let's begin with surface area, then we'll move to the volumes. Okay, so in case of cube and cuboid, we will discuss. So first is cuboid. If I'm talking about area, so in cuboid, there are two types of area, right? One is lateral surface area, one is total surface area. When I talk about total surface area, that means I'm talking about how many sides? 6 on top, bottom, left and right this side, and from here front and back as well. So all the 6 sides when I'm talking about, then that comes in total surface area. And the formula we have discussed, we don't have to mug up that. In the previous videos you can see how simplified it is. You don't have to mug that up, it's ready with you. This platform does not say that you have to mug up. So Swiflearn platform does not tell you to mug up the formulas, instead tell you how do you visualize it, and you can derive the formula on your own. Isn't that great? Yes. So the total surface area is 2 times length into breadth plus breadth into height plus height into slant height. That is square unit. So the area is always, unit is square. So it can be centimeter square, meter square, kilometer square, but it's a square unit, right? Whereas in lateral surface area, we are just talking about 4 sides, the front, back, the left and right. Top and bottom we exclude. We do not take that in consideration. How will we get to know the lateral surface area? Suppose it's a brick, okay, and I have to paint it. But I am putting the bricks one over the other. So do I need to paint the top and the bottom? No, right? Because I cannot see that. So I need to place it if it's just one row which I'm making of the bricks. Okay, I'm not trying to talk about making a whole wall. When I'm talking about just one row, putting one brick over the other, in that case, I would be seeing only the 4 sides. Top and bottom I cannot see because that I've cemented, right? In that cases, we use lateral surface area. So that is 2 times length plus breadth into height, because we take it as common and we are just taking the 4 sides, right? So 2 length and breadth, front and back, left and right. Whereas when we move on to the volume, volume is the inside, the capacity that the container holds, the area, the substances. In that case, it's length into breadth into height. Can you see that? Length into breadth into height. So in that case, how did we come to this? We have also discussed that, but I'll revise it quickly, that the volume is like an area of the base with the area of the height. How much is it? So area of the base is length into breadth. We know the rectangle here area is, the area for rectangle is length into breadth, and multiplying it by height, it becomes the volume. Moving on to when we talk of cube, what is the difference between a cube and cuboid? Yes, children, you can come and interact with me. Give me the answers. What is the difference between a cube and a cuboid? Yes, the difference is that the cuboid's opposite sides are equal, whereas in cube, all the sides are equal. So in that case, when I talk about taking the side as A, the total surface area becomes 6A square, right? Whereas the lateral surface area, we're talking about just the 4 sides, not the top, not the bottom. So we'll exclude 2 areas, 2 surfaces, becomes out to be 4A square, square units, right? So cube is just like a box, a small square shaped box, whereas a rectangle, when converted into a 3D shape, it becomes a cuboid. All right? Yes. Now moving on to the next mind map that is coming out with the more 3D figures that we have discussed. The surface area and volumes of a sphere, cylinder, right circular cone. Now what else? We have discussed a hemisphere, right? So let's start with the sphere first. Sphere is a 3D shape with every point of the surface is equidistant from the center. We know if it's like an equidistance, and we also discussed that do we call circle as a sphere? No, we convert this circle into a 3D figure, then it becomes a sphere, right? Yes, so this is what we're trying to show, that this is a circle. When we try to rotate it, keep on rotating, then it becomes a sphere. And the volume of a sphere is 4 by 3 pi r cubed. So it's a cubic unit, right? So we write centimeter cube, meter cube. This is the way we do it. Whereas the surface area, the formula is 4 pi r square. So area is defined in square units. That's why you're writing 4 pi r square, square units. Now, what is a hemisphere? Hemisphere means hemi. Hemi word stands for half. So half of sphere, we call it hemisphere, right? So in this case, when we cut this sphere into half, so we are talking about the one unit which is divided into two equal parts. In that case, whatever the formula of the volume is, the half of it will be the hemisphere. Pretty clear with this one? Yes. So in that case, what does it become? So it becomes 2 pi r square for the area, because it was 4 pi r square, it becomes 2 pi r square. Whereas in the case of curved surface area, it becomes, what does it become? 2 by 3 pi r cube. So right, in that case, when we are talking about the volume will be 4 by 3. See, here it is 4 by 3 pi r cube, the volume, right? So if I talk about the volume of this one, it's very easy. What I have to do 4 by 3 pi r cube to be divided by 2, so that I get the formula, right? So it becomes 2 by 3 pi r cube. So the volume becomes, for this hemisphere, is 2 by 3 pi r cube. Whereas when we talked about the curved surface area, whereas the total surface area we have already discussed, it's 2 pi r cube. Whereas the curved surface area is 2 pi r cube. Just leave this one, okay? So we'll discuss that later. Coming on to the cylinder. What is a cylinder? Cylinder is a circular base with axis joining the two centers of a base perpendicular to R. So it's perpendicular means making a 90-degree angle, where the planes are two bases are like a circle, right? So one circle at the top, one at the bottom, and being rotated. So we did an activity in which we realized that how can we make it a sheet of rectangular sheet in a form of a cylinder, and how do we get these formulas. So in this case, the curved surface area of a cylinder is, what is the curved surface area? It's 2 pi r h, right? The total surface area becomes 2 pi r plus h, whereas the volume is pi r square h, right guys? Yes. Moving on to the next one, the right circular cone. It's a 3D shape. When we try to make a cone like a birthday party cone, right? It's in the shape of a cone. In that case, the volume becomes 1 by 3 pi r square h, where it's the cubic units. It can be centimeter cube, meter cube. The way the unit is given, we'll just make it a cube. Now, coming on to the cone, we have two types of formulas, that is curved surface area and total surface area. If we talk about the curved surface area, in that case, it is pi rl, because we are talking about just the curve, whereas the total one, the circle at the bottom gets added, that becomes pi r rl plus r. So why are we writing it? See, this is pi rl plus pi r square, because this is what is the area of the circle at the bottom, right? Now we take out pi and r becomes l plus r. So this is how we get this. Now area is defined in square. Now moving on, which I said I'll discuss later, it is this. This is not a curve, this is a total surface area, in which the hemisphere on the top is pi r square, whereas at the bottom we are talking about this circle area as well. That becomes 3 pi r square. I hope it's clear. Hello Naman, welcome. We were waiting for you guys so that you can join us and we can have a quiz now. So all ready? Yes? Great. So let's start with the first question. It says, the multi-choice questions will give you 4 options. You have to tell me which is the right one. So if the radius of a cylinder is doubled and the height is half, then the curved surface area will be, it will increase by 1, will remain the same, or it will get doubled, or it will get 3 times, triplet. So what would be the answer for this question? So the question, I'll repeat it again. It says, if the radius of a cylinder is doubled and the height is half, then what happens to the curved surface area? The curved surface area will increase by 1, will remain same, will get doubled, or will get tripled. So may I know what's the answer for this one? So you have 4 options and you have to tell me one. A, B, C or D. What's the right answer? Let's see who's there who can give me the answer for this one. Yes, come on. There are so many students with me today, so you all can try it. I am not saying anything. I'm just telling you and I'm teaching you, right? So even if you think that the answer may be wrong, so don't hesitate. It's okay. You're just trying and learning with me, right? Yes. So, not a problem. I'll teach you, Mamta. Don't worry. We'll do this now. Anyone who wants to try this? Yeah, come on. You can. It says the radius of a cylinder is doubled and the height is halved. So what is it saying? The radius of a cylinder. So it was R. If it is double, it becomes 2R. Right? It's multiplied by 2. Yes. And if it is height is half. So H was the normal one. I converted into H by 2. I made it half. Right? So in this case, when we know that the radius is doubled and the height is half, so do we all know the curved surface area of a cylinder? Okay, can you all tell me what's the formula for the curved surface area of the cylinder? I hope you all know. Mamta, you can tell me that. The curved surface area of the cylinder will be? Yes, come on. What is the formula for the curved surface area of a cylinder? Okay, not a problem. That's great if I am having students of lesser grades. So 4th student wants to learn this with me. So why not? We can do that. It's just putting the values. So do you know the curved surface area of the cylinder? What is it? It's 2 pi RH. Right? So this is a formula. So can I put the values and see does it really difference or not? Does there any change in that? So let's see. In that case, we'll put 2 into pi. Now the R has been converted into 2R, right? Whereas the height has been converted by height by 2. So what happens? This 2 and this 2 gets cancelled. I am again left with 2 pi RH. From where I started, I am back there. So will it change? Now can you tell me what will be the answer? Has it increased? No, it hasn't. Is the same. I started by 2 pi RH and I'm ended with 2 pi RH. So it's same? Yes, that's the right answer. The answer is that yes, it will remain same. It does not change the surface area of a cylinder. Alright? I hope it's clear, guys. Yes? Great. So the answer is B part, the same. Okay, moving on to the next question. It says that if the radius of a sphere is doubled, so we are talking now in context to the figure, the 3D shape is sphere. So it says the radius of the sphere is doubled, then what is the ratio of the new to the old surface area? So it's saying new to the old, so it has to be new on the top, old at the bottom. So ratio we have to calculate. The options that we have is 1:2, 2:1, 1:4, 4:1. So let's see. Okay, welcome Daksh. It's happy to see you here. Alright, so try this one. I know you're very small for this one, but still let's do it if you can. Why not try it? So if the radius of a sphere is doubled, so that means the radius R. If we double, we multiply it by 2. It converts into 2R. Now, if the radius is doubled, what will be the ratio? So nu becomes the double of 2R, whereas it was R before. So in that case, what is the old surface area? So surface area of a sphere. So what is the formula of surface area of a square? Can you tell me? Sphere, surface area is 4 pi R square, right? So it's saying nu. Nu has to be on top, and that means 4 pi 2R square, right? I hope it's clear. Now 4 and 4, pi and pi gets cancelled. So I'm left with 2r whole square upon r square. When I solve it, becomes 4r square upon r square. R square get cancelled. So 4 by 1. So what is the ratio? The ratio is 4:1. Let's see, are we getting the right answer or not? So the right answer is 4:1. Well done, students. You were able to do that. Okay. Moving on to the next question, it says, the two right circular cone of equal curved surface area having a slant height in the ratio of 4:5. Find the ratio of their radii. So radiuses, we call it together radii. So what are their ratios? So the option that you get is 4:1, 3:5, 5:4, or 4:5. So let's see who all can give me this answer. So the question, I'll repeat it again. It says two right cylindrical cone of equal curved surface areas. Now the equal, what is equal? The curved surface area is equal and the shape that we are talking about is circular cone. Right circular cone. That means we are talking about two cones with two surface areas, curved surface area, they are equal and the slant height are in the ratio of 4:5. So what happens in that? So it's the ratio. Okay, the question comes, what is the ratio? Ratio is the way of, representing. When you baking a cake, right? So what do? Your mother says, okay, you have to put this much amount of butter in it, right? So that proportionation, the way in which we are putting that. So ratio is like that. So if I take 1 glass of, okay, let's make a lemonade. Okay, so what does it say? For 1 glass of water, you have to put half a lemon, right? 3 spoons or 2 spoons of sugar, depending on how much sweet do you want. So the way you're putting it, it's little linked, right? So the water content is linked with the salt and it's linked with the sugar, it's linked with the lemon, the way we want to make. So this is what is ratio. In which ratio will you put? So this ratio is like a link. It's like a relationship, okay? I know you cannot do it directly here because you're in 4th grade. That's not a problem. But I think you got to know the whole idea what is ratio, right? It is like in which you're mixing something. So its ratio is used generally in baking, in making preparation of food, or maybe when you're comparing two things. So some's height is double. The moment I double the height or maybe I reduce the height, what happens to the relationship? So it's the relation in which this happens that becomes the ratio. Okay, so we take that in numbers. So moving on to the question here, it says the two right circular cones. So when it says the circular cones and the curved surface area is equal. So what that means? The curved surface area is, what is the curved surface area? Sorry, I'll write it again. So curved surface area is pi RL, right? And I have to find the ratios of the radii. That means it should be of R. What would be the ratio? In that case, when it says, let's keep the first cylinder's radius as R and slant height as in terms of K. So we're taking it to be 4K, right guys? Whereas the second one will be 5K. The slant height becomes in the second case as 5K and the radius of small r, let it be capital R, so that I can differentiate. Now the two curved surfaces area are equal. That means 2 into R into 4K is equals to pi into capital R into 5K. In that case, this pi and this pi gets cancelled. This k and this k gets cancelled, becomes 4r is equals to 5 of capital R. Right? Now, what does it want me? It wants me to find out the ratio in such a way that it becomes answer of small r over capital R becomes 5/4. Now it becomes 5:4. So the answer for this is 5:4. The way the question is asking us, we'll find out. So it was asking the ratios of the radii, giving us the two. We are taking 4K under this side. So we are talking about the R first, the smaller r. So we'll take the first over the second. So the ratio becomes 5:4. Let's see, have we got the right answer or not? That's right. Great. Moving on to the next one. Oops, you saw the answer itself first. So let me hide it. Okay. Yeah. So moving on to the question, it says, a cylindrical pencil sharpened at one end is the combination of two. So when it's a pencil, we sharpen it. We can try this, okay? So when we sharpen a pencil, what happens? It's a combination of two figures. So what are the two figures that are formed? Yes, guys, tell me, what are the two fingers that are formed when I take a pencil? I sharpen it with a sharpener. I get a pencil. What shape it is? It's a combination of two 3D shapes. What is it? Let's see who all can give me this answer. Yes, it's pretty easy. You can. That's very, very easy, right? Just imagine a pencil. Okay, just imagine this pen like a pencil. I've sharpened it. It has to be like this. So there's a pointed area. There is a pen like this. So what is the combination of these two? That's right. It's a cylinder and a cone. Very good, guys. You were able to do that. So the answer is it's a cone and a cylinder. So till here, it's from this point to this point. Till here, it's a cylinder. On the top, it's a cone. So it's a combination of two cones and cylinder. All right. Now moving on to the next one. Let me hide the answers. Otherwise, that will get displayed. So moving on to the next one. It says, the question is, Sarijan has a semicircular disc. He rotates it about its diameter by 360 degrees. When he rotates the disc, the volume of the air in this room gets swept. So what is happening when it's moving? The volume is getting inside. The air is moving inside only. The object of the shape that exactly occupies its volume is called. So what would be the shape of that object? Think little much more like, okay, we are taking a semicircle disc. Now I'm rotating the diameter in 360 degree. So this is what I'm rotating. The moment I rotate it and get it back, the air inside is getting swished and coming back. It's not escaping. So what type of figure should it be? Let's see who all can give me this answer. Yes, guys, come on. You can try it. How it will be? You are moving it 360 degree and coming back. Means from where you are starting, you're moving and coming back. 360 means the same thing. So you're coming back and the volume is getting that. So what shape should it be? Yes. Well done. That's right. So the shape is sphere. Let's see. It's sphere. How? This is the way I was talking about. It's a semicircle. We made it, swiped it to 360 degree. We rotated it, bring it back. In that same way, the area is getting circulated. So it's a sphere. Well done, students. Moving on to the next one. Let's see who all can give me this answer. Next. The next question says that Srijan, the same person with a circular disc, he rotates with the diameter, but it is 180 degrees. So now it's 180 degree. In that case, what happens? Yes, guys. Now, if earlier it was rotating with 360 degree, but now he is rotating in 180 degree. When he rotates the disc, the volume in that ring gets swept. Okay, so it gets turned. Now, what happens to the object? What it would be? Think the relation. It's easy. We done this question before, similar to this one. When it was 360 degree, it was coming as a sphere. But now in this question, it is 180 degree. Can you see this? It's 180 degree. So what is now the difference? We are talking about just rotating it halfway, not completely rotating it. So what would that be? So in that case, it will be, yes, it will be a hemisphere. Well done, students. You were able to do that. Okay. Daksh, I cannot give you my Zoom link. It's not allowed. You have to come to the Swiflearn platform. I am there waiting with you with all my classes ready to teach you guys if you really like it and you want a one-on-one interaction. So I'm here at the YouTube as well. And I'm there connecting you at the Swiflearn platform. Okay, so we'll meet you in the class. Okay. Moving on to the next one. The next question says, during the conversion of a solid from one shape to another, the volume of the new shape will be? So when I'm converting a solid from one shape to another, the volume of the new shape will be, what will happen to the volume of the new shape? Will it increase? Will it decrease? Will it remain same? Think, guys. Think like a clay. You are making a clay. You are trying to make out a solid shape, a different one. First, you made a circle, a sphere out of it. Then you tried to change it in the form of a cube or a cuboid. What happens to the volume of the new shape? What happens to the clay? Does it really change? Yes or no? This is pretty easy. I'm giving you example. Visualize with using it of clay. Yes. Welcome, Shreya. You love Swiflearn. We love you students here, and we are here to connect. So we all are together and making studies and our subject a little easy, right? Yes. So moving on to the question, during the conversion of a solid from one shape to another, the volume of the new shape will not change, right? It will remain unaltered. It will be constant. It will not change. The moment I take amount of clay and whatever I made, the volume of the clay remains the same. So during the conversion of one solid shape to another one, the volume of the new shape will remain unaltered. It will not change, right? Yes. So this thing we'll use in the next question. Let's see this logic. Remember that whenever we change the things, the volume does not change. Now the question is, a whole solid piece of iron is to be formed in a cuboid. So the dimensions are given to me. So the dimensions are 49 centimeters, 33 centimeters, 24 centimeters. Is molded to form a solid sphere. So it was a cuboid first. Now we have trying to convert it into a sphere. We have to find out the radius of the sphere. So what is the question saying? It's saying it's a cuboid. Okay. So it was a cuboid. We try to mold it into a sphere now. So when do we mold it to another thing, and we have to find out the radius? So how can we do that? We always forget in these questions that how can we do this? We don't know. It's not giving me anything. What should I compare? Should I compare the area or should I compare the volume? So just remember, when we change a shape of a solid, try to make it into some other shape, we remember that the volume is same. So in that case, we'll say the volume of the sphere is equals to the volume of the cuboid, right? Now, when I know the volume of a sphere, I know the volume of a cuboid. So what is the formula for the volume of sphere? It's 4 by 3 pi r cube, whereas the volume of the cuboid is length into breadth into height. Right, guys? Yes. So in this case, length is given to me 49 centimeter, breadth is given to me 33 centimeter, and height is given to me 24 centimeter. Now, when I know all the three, I can put that. I'll get the relation only in terms of r, because pi I know 22 by 7. So let's put all these values and see what do we get. When I put this values, try to simplify it. It comes 21 into 21 into 21. That means r is equals to 21. So what was asked in the question? It was asking me the radius of the square should be, so that the volumes are equal, so that when I mold it, a cuboid into sphere, the radius will be 21 centimeters. Then only the volume of the things will be equal. And that is the natural way when we try to make a sphere. It will generally have that cuboid when converted into sphere will be 21 centimeters. Great. Moving on to the next question. The volume of the two spheres are given to me, the ratio 64 is to 27. I have to find out the ratio of their surface areas. Now, who can tell me the answer for this one? Let's see. So the volume of the two spheres are in the ratio 64 is to 27. Okay. We have to find out the ratio of this surface area. See the question, when you look at the question, don't get confused. You know the formulas by now. You have understood how to use it. Just put those values and try to get the answer. Pretty easy, right? Now the volume is given to me. So what is the volume of a sphere? Anyone can tell me? What's the formula? It's 2 by 3 pi r cube, right? Is that right? Okay. Moving on to the next one, it says when the ratio of their surface area. So surface area, when I talk about, then what does it become? It becomes, surface area is 2 pi r square, right? So now I know the volume. Volume is 4 by 3 pi r cube. So it comes 4 by 3 pi of r cube, which has to be the first one's r1 cube, upon 4 by 3 pi, I'm so sorry, just a second, let me erase it. Yeah, it becomes pi r squared cube will be 64 over 27. Is it right? Yes, guys. Now, in this case, when I know it, why not put their value? So I know in any case, this and this gets cancelled. It becomes r1 over r2's whole cube will be 4 by 3's whole cube. Right, now cube and cube can also get cancelled. It becomes 41. R1 by R2 is 4 by 3. So I got in a form of a ratio only. Now, what should I do? Where am I stuck? Think, guys, you are not stuck anywhere. See, it's asking me the surface area. The surface area will also be in a form of a ratio. That means it's asking 2 pi r square. So I know this formula. Similarly, these all gets cancelled. It's r1 by r2's whole square. I know the value by 4 by 3. So putting that values the whole square, which comes out to be 16 by 9. So the answer of the ratios of the surface area should be 16 by 9. Let me see. I'm not sure if I'm getting the right answer or not. That's right, guys. You were able to do that. The answer is 16 by 9. Okay? Yes. Moving on to the next question. So the next question says that the paint in a certain container is sufficient to paint an area which is equals to this much. In this case, I have a paint box and I know when I use this paint box, I would only be able to cover the area which is equals to this much, right? How many bricks can I paint with the dimensions of this one? Length, breadth and height can be painted out of this container. So now I have to paint the bricks. So I have to paint the whole bricks. It's saying me, right? So in this case, what it means, I'm talking about the total surface area of the bricks. I know the area which is given to me. How much area can it use? It can use 9.375 meters square. That's right, guys? Yes. Now, I know the total surface area. What is the formula of a cuboid's total surface area? Is 2 times length into breadth plus breadth into height plus height into length, right? Putting their values in this, when I try to solve, it becomes 2 bracket. Let me put a bigger one so that it becomes easy. 22.5 into 10 plus 10 into 7.5 plus 22.5 into 7.5 bracket close. When you solve this question, so in this, remember there are points, we are multiplying it by 10, the decimal gets removed in both the case. Next, it would be in the form of a decimal. Now, when you solve this, this becomes 937.5 centimeters square. Remember, unit is important, the area has to be in square, right? So now I know total surface area I need in the form of centimeter. But remember, the area is given to me in the form of meter square. So can I do the comparison? No, the units have to be same. So now what is the next step? I'm changing the color so that I can show you the difference. What are we doing now? See, now this is meter square, but I need the comparison in centimeter square. So I have to convert meter square into centimeter square. That's right. Now, how do I do? I know 1 meter is equals to 100 centimeter. Similarly, meter square means 100 square centimeter square, right? In this case, when I multiply it by 100 square, so becomes 9.375 multiplied by 100 square, it becomes centimeter square. I hope it's clear, guys, right? So now on doing this, it becomes 9375 upon 3000 multiplied by 100 into 100. So let's cancel these three zeros. So what does the answer become? It's 93750 centimeter square. This much is the total area which he can cover, whereas this is the brick area that one brick will require. So how many bricks can we do? So in that case, when I have to find out the total number of bricks, right? Total number of bricks I need to find out. That means I'll put the total that I got to know over per brick that is required. So on solving this, what do I get? I get the answer 100 bricks. So this is what was the answer given to me. Let's see, are we able to do this or not? See, the answer is 100 bricks. That's right. So how are we able to do this? Have you understood? See, don't get hesitated or don't get puzzled when you see the questions, okay? I am here to solve it. You can ask me, you can say, comment me that, ma'am, can you repeat it again? I'm here for you guys, right, who are watching it live with me, so I can repeat. And if you want me to repeat it, I'll do that. And secondly, the second point which I wanted to cover is, whenever you read the question, don't get out like it's blank. How do I do? No, just simplify it. Read the lines. See how I'm underlining the questions. This is how the question gets more simplified, right? So area is given to me. So I'm making that area circle. Then the dimensions is given to me. It's telling me a brick. That means it's a cuboid with length, breadth, and height. Means that's asking for the total surface area. When I paint that means total surface area, right? So total surface area, I know, but that's coming out in centimeters square. But the area that was given to me, that was in meter square. Now I cannot do that. I have to convert meter into centimeter. I know 1 meter is equals to 100 centimeter. That means meter square should be equals to 100 square centimeter square, right? So putting that's it. Just keep on making it linked like a chain. Keep on doing a link and you'll get to the answer. Okay, students? All right, let's see who all can do the next one. So the next questions come on your way. Here it is. So it says that the outer and the inner radii of a hollow sphere is this much. So one radius of the outer one, so r of small r, which is written as the inner one as r, and the outer one as capital R. So I write me inner r as ri, capital R as r0. So that outer one, so that it's a link that we remember. It's given to me 10 centimeter and 12 centimeter. It finds me the volume. So how do I find the volume? Now it's a question. How do I find the volume? They're giving me two radiuses. I don't know. I'm stuck. I'm just acting like I'm like you. I don't know, really don't know. I just know these values, I put that. Now how do I begin? See, imagine it's a sphere. It's a hollow from inside. Now, the outer one, inner circle, it is like this. Now, what do we find the volume for that? For that case, what is the formula for the volume? Can you all tell me? What's the formula for the volume? Yes, guys. The formula we know. We'll put it, but which R should I put? Now, this is the problem. Now, what do I know? I know the outer one. I know the inner one. I am talking about only that portion that is inside. Right. So if I'm talking about the inside, will that mean that I have to subtract from the outer to the inner? Right. So in that case, it becomes 4 by 3 pi r cube. But the r is a difference between that. That becomes 12 cube minus 10 cube. Right. So r cube minus r cube. Why am I doing this? In the simplified way, I can say, okay, 4 by 3 pi r cube. This is outer one. I'll subtract it. It's 4 by 3 pi r cube, the smaller one. So 4 by 3, I've taken it out. So capital R minus r cube, that's why it comes inside. Okay. So you can do it. Otherwise, you take it. Okay, outer one we are talking about. We'll take the outer one. We'll subtract the inner one and we'll get the value. Even that can be done. See, what are we doing? You're linking, right? So similarly, when we come out to this, it becomes like this. Capital R cube minus r cube. I know the value of capital R. I know the value of small r. While putting it and solving it further, I'll get the values. So what do I get? I get in the form of a decimal, that is 3050.67 centimeter cube, because we are talking about volumes and it's in the cubic units. All right, guys? Yes. Moving on to the next question. Now, this is quite interesting and this is your question. You have to tell me. You will solve. I am not doing anything in this one. Let's see how are you able to link the question now. This type of questions, we have already done that before. Now, it's your time to link and tell me the answers. All right? So, let's do it. A conical tent of height is given to me and the radius of its base is 24 meters. Find the slant height of the tent and the cost of the canvas required to make the tent if the cost of 1 meter square of canvas is given to me. So there are two options. Let's do one option first. Okay. The first tell me to find the slant height. Who all can find out the slant height? I know the radius. I know the height. Can I find the slant height? Yes, by the Pythagoras theorem. We did slant height square is equals to height square plus r square. So who all can give me the answer now? Come on guys, you can give me the answer. You already know, just put the values. So L square will be 10 square plus 24 square. Now what do I get? 100 plus what is 24 square? When I solve, I get the value as 576. On adding, it becomes 676. So slant height square becomes 676, which is equals to 26. When it comes to the root, I remove the here and it gets the value of 26. Now, what's the slant height? Slant height is 26. Okay. The first portion is solved. The second one, you have to tell how do we find out. We have to find out the cost of the canvas required to make the tent. So when I'm making a tent, will I take the total surface area or will I take the curved surface area? Can we know this? This is the confusion by 100 of students which I am teaching. So everyone is like, ma'am, what should we do in this? Should we have two formulas for the area? Which one should we take? See guys, it's so easy. Imagine like you're putting a tent. So in a tent, do you really put at the bottom? No, right? You only put the corners, the curved area of a tent. So in that case, we are only talking about the curved surface areas. That's right. So when we talked about curved surface area, so what is a formula of curved surface area? It's pi r L. So I know the value of L. I'll put it here. I'll get the curved surface area. But now I want to have the cost. In that case, what will I do? 1 meter square is 70 rupees. So how much curved surface area? Well, multiply it by 70 and I'll get the value. I hope you all can do this. Yeah, so let's put it together. It becomes 22 by 7 into r. That is already given to me. Radius is 24 into slant height is 26. Now let me keep here. Why do I have to solve? Because later on I have to multiply it by 70 to find out the cost. This is meter square. So the cost will be, I'll say multiply it by 70, right? Into 70. Now I know this gets cancelled, becomes 10. So I'll solve it and get the answer. All right, guys. Okay. Moving on to the next question. Let's see who all can do this one. Yeah. So this is quite interesting, similar to the one. This one you have to do it quickly and we'll solve it. Okay. So it's like a dome of a building is formed of a hemisphere. It's a hemisphere. From inside, it was whitewashed at the cost of 498.96. The cost is given to me. The total cost which I gave to the printer to post it, I've given the amount. Okay. And I also know that the cost of whitewashing it per meter square. So per meter square is 2 rupees. Find the inside surface area of the dome. So now the total cost is given to me. Cost per unit is given to me. Can I get to know the total, curved surface area or the total surface area of the hemisphere which I'm talking about? Yes? Yes, we can. How do we know this? When I'm painting it inside, the inside curved surface area of the dome becomes, what does it become? Yes, you can tell me. What does it become? So the inside surface area, when it's talking about the curved surface area. It's not talking about the total. It's not talking about the top curved surface area, right? So the curved surface area, I know the curved surface area would be dividing it by 2 because the total cost which I gave, I know the per unit. Why not I divide it? So the first option will be 498.96, which is the total cost, right? If I divide it by the cost per square, so per square is 2 rupees, so it comes out to be 200 and what is it? 249.48. This is right. So this is what it comes. Yes, when I divide, it becomes 2, then 4s are 8, 1 carry, 18, 9 over 0.4, 2s are 8, 1 8s are 16, becomes 8, right? So on this, I get in the form of, what is it? Area. This is the area, then it has to be, which is the unit? It's meter. So it has to be meter square, right? So in that case, I'll write it as square meter, or I can write meter square. Okay. Now I know the cost. I know the internal surface area. I have to find out the volume. So how do I find out the volume, guys? Now can you tell me? I know the total surface area, the curved surface area. The formula for the curved surface area is, what is the formula for curved surface area? Who all can tell me? 2 pi r square, right? So in that case, I know 2 pi r square will be this much. This is already given. So can I find out the value of r from here? Yes, you can simply find out the value of r. Now you know the r. How can you find out the volume? The volume formula is 2 by 3 pi r cube. So putting that value here, you will get to know the volume. Alright guys, I hope it's clear. Yeah, so let's solve, and you have to give me this answer in comments. So I'm showing you the answer. You can check it also. And if you feel like that you want to show me that, yes, ma'am, we have done it with you, so kindly put that answer in the comments. So this will be the right answer. It would be approximately this one. So you can try it. Okay. So today's objective of the class is over. In this class, we all studied the mind mapping, the surface area, the volumes, the multi-choice questions, fill in the blanks, true and false, subjective assignments, right? So after doing this all, I hope it's clear. You understand what the topic is and all your doubts are solved, right? Thank you so much for being connected with me on this YouTube platform of the platform named Swiflearn. That's right. So we are here to teach you all guys live present there, connecting together, understanding it, finding the different ways and the simplest of the simplest way so that you students can understand. We are here to help you. We are here to teach you. And the last thing, kindly subscribe to the YouTube channel so that you never miss any updates. There are so many good teachers which on this platform who are coming here to teach you. So when you press on the bell icon, you get the update for each and every teacher. So each and every class which is going on, you get the prior notification so that you can plan your studies accordingly. And whichever topic you think it's not clear, you can come connect with us live here and we can interact, chat, bring your friends along so that we can all have an interactive session all together. So there will be friends, there will be competition, not exactly would say competition, but there will be a game, quizzes, fun time, interaction and studying together. So you can chat with me here, I can read your comments, we can have an interaction. I hope you all had fun. It was a great time connecting you. And if you really feel that you have to connect with me more, so why not come to the platform there, take a trial class that is free of cost. We are not charging anything. There I can see you. Right now I can't see my children, right? I can only read their comments, but I don't know how do they look like on their face. How cute do you look, right guys? So let's connect and try a YouTube session where we can see each other, and then you can tell me that, ma'am, I was there in your session. You taught me there this thing, this is clear to me, or this was a doubt. So like that, we will connect with the YouTube as well as on our platform named Swiflearn. Till then, everyone, guys, take care, have fun. It was a great time all together. Bye, guys.